As I've mentioned on the previous shows, there were a series of Skypes that were dubbed the African Show, and it was basically NuFriend Charles, who is no longer with the new presentation, who had rallied all the Africans together, along with I believe Mariam, who was there at the time, African Mariam, and he was sharing their various experiences and asking Duane all manner of questions. And the Skypes, they've been going on for about 6 years. They terminated around May of 2020, and Charles was very much the translating intermediary between Duane and the Africans, as of course the vast majority of them, well, most of them, were French speaking, and so there was a lot of translations to be done. But anyway, so this would be one of the questions. This would be one of the questions that Charles would pose to Duane. Charles, ancient wisdoms have been recorded in song, word, and even in stone, as life on this level is made up of very ancient sayings, and with the passage of time these are respected and honoured. Do you have even the tiniest of respect for ancient wisdom, seeing that your own very words will become ancient wisdom at some point, which can still guide people to find the real universes? Duane responds, as I've gone through what I have to this point, I could see that there is a new nowness to be decided, and it had to be decided. The guides guided me, but I had to figure it out. Just like how you're a teacher at school, and you had to figure that out. The ancient wisdoms are cute little stories, and we're all walking on fortune cookies, you might say, and you can hear the crack under our feet as the cookie breaks, and that little piece of paper comes out with those little sayings on them. Realistically, the world is walking on fortune cookies. Everybody is looking to find their fortune, their words of wisdom, etc. And those cookies have a lot of sugar in them too, and you can get diabetes. So it's not a good thing. Ancient wisdom is interesting, but what I've learned through the business world, doing contracts, dealing with the governments, etc., is that it's all just words, and you can arrange them any way you want, and they sound really good. But when you look up at the sun shining, it all means nothing, doesn't it? Recognizing what the sun is representing supersedes everything. So much for ancient wisdom. And we've got the ancient wisdom, the lovers in the world, all kinds of stuff here, vegetarians, all this stuff that looks good, it's all commercialized, and the world keeps getting worse. Why is that? Because most people are not aware of their real awareness and what life really is. It's all some kind of a process going on. Ancient wisdom can carry you through the day, and like the word hope, that just keeps going, and you keep just hoping that things get better, or it's going to be nicer, or you're going to be happier, etc. Just chasing these ideas, and fine, everyone has the right to do that, but that's not what life is. So people have been rehearsed in the personal sense that life's all about love and caring. Well, it is, and I do that too. I care a lot, and that's why I do this. I face everything because I care, and most people use the excuse that they're afraid. But that's just really that they don't care. They just care about themselves and their personal life, till they grow old and forget they were here. There's a bigger picture, and I see it. But again, compare all of that to the sun shining. Is there a difference? Which do you choose? Your choice. All these African discourses, I've been putting a lot of them in these books, which are available as free PDFs, which you can access in the description of any of my videos. And this would be basically the last book, because this covers, I think, halfway through 2019 to 2020, and it's all written out, and I just got to finish editing it.
A little trip down memory lane there, and yes, I had forgotten that I said these things because there's so much written and said, and I really had to kind of laugh as you were saying this, because at the moment that I just, popped those ideas of the fortune cookie and whatever, that's actually is pretty cool in its own way. So, but just moment to moment when I was talking to Charles, and some of the questions that he had were very challenging, and because you have to see things a particular way to make sense of it, not just speak words, all right, that sound good. That's what politicians do. They give you sound good words. You ask them a question, they just give you sound good words. Val and I watch a lot of documentaries every night. All we do is watch documentaries because everything's a documentary, You just have to see it that way, and you listen to, when people especially are asked certain questions, especially the police or politicians or religious people or whatever. They usually give some political answer that's just a lot of words that sound good. So they go out and destroy others, and they use the term, many of the terms such as, well, it's the security of the nation, and we want to keep people safe and whatever, so we've got to blow up this place and get rid of these people so that we're all safe. So again, political words. So these are fun little things, and yes, the so-called wisdom that we've learned and the knowledge, everything in creation is created. That's it. There's no answers here to anything. It's recognizing what all life is. That's it. And so this has been the groping and the struggle for lifetimes for everyone. But still, many people, they come through these spiritual paths and whatever, they collect this so-called knowledge and they think they know something. Well, they do. They know certain things, but they really don't really see the real side of even creation. I was there. I was in Eckankar over 30 years. I was with Paul, Darwin, Harold, all of them. Learned from them, learned what not to do. And so, Paul was the babysitter. Darwin and Harold were baby brains, but they were anointed as the master. They were baptized accordingly to the organizational system, which is fine, okay? And that's not a put down, but it's all silly stuff now. And so as something new is created, you know, like Elon Musk going into outer space or whatever, it seems to be a big whoopee-doo. Well, this just destroys things and ruins people's minds because it's all friggin' nonsense, because it's all about what life is, and the sun is the best reference. And so as you learn to recognize this reality step at a time, you come to find that everything that you've ever needed is with this recognition and learning to see and be. And things will constantly be created in creation. And guess what? They'll look good, but they won't mean anything. So we play with what's going on. That's what we do. Like, these are all the toys in the play yard. But that's it. They're nothing. And so as you hold on to them, these ideas, this is what the spiritual path and the spiritual people do and all this, and religious, what have you. They hold on to ideas that are fallacies. And so this becomes their truth. And so everybody has their own truth. Now, Paul referred to that. One of his statements was, peace is not truth. You know, a lot of people look for peace, and it's not truth. But he used the words and phrases of the time because, again, it was very elementary stuff. So he put it all together from these other so-called spiritual paths to help people along, little step at a time. Now comes the new nowness because of what's taking place, to really have to wake up to really get through creation, because all those people, even though most of them that hold on to those ideas, even look to the real guides, they themselves are still holding on to all the ideas that they're stuck with. And so the boys can't take that away. And this is what is seen in the real side experiences. And that is that they have awesome experiences that are shown to them because the real guides see the sincerity in their hearts. They're not blockhead literal like most people are, who are in spiritual paths or other things, or think themselves as professional. That's fine. But those are all blocks. That's not the reality life is. It's seeing and being. And so these people are very, very sincere. It's flourished again, and it's just going to keep going and going and going because, again, these people are exceptional. And so this is how it is now. Everything that has taken place, it's done. It's old stuff. It's old newspapers, just words rearranged. The politicians, what they're saying out there, anything you hear in the news, it's all baloney. But if you can take it and creatively bring it around in some way to where it can make sense as what not to do with all life, well, that's a real challenge, and most people won't do that because they don't have the awareness, or they're just too lazy to do it. But yes, thank you, Kevin, for bringing that up. That's really cool. Yes, I want to create a group with that and some of these things.